Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Beast Wars Deapthcharge, and here he is, and I absolutely love this toy. I absolutely love the character, and the fact that he has an amazing toy makes me love him even more. And obviously here he is, and he is a manta ray, if you can't tell, with his humongous wingspan. So I'm going to raise the camera up so you can see him a bit better because he's just really short, but he's so long. So just going to raise the camera up really quick so we can take a better look at him. So here he is. Obviously, if you don't know, his name is Deapthcharge right there, as a lot of Transmetal and Transmetal 2 toys did, is they put their names on them. So, yeah, here he is. Obviously love the chrome. The chrome is immaculate. Obviously it's scratched, but none of it is chipped off, which I absolutely love. Really like the hewing purple on the wings here, or fins, I should say. They're not wings. He doesn't fly. Well, he does fly, but not. The animal doesn't fly. Love the sort of gradient yellow detail in the vents, or vent detail or whatever. Love these little bits of chrome right there. More chrome right there. And then the tail is just kind of basic. It can articulate like that. It doesn't have a lot. It's just that. It's just these two hinges. And then I guess you could angle it down like that, but that's really it. And then the gun, I think it stores with this peg on that port, but it barely grabs onto it. It's just barely on there, but that's where I always keep it. And yeah, I just really like it. Obviously, if you can't tell, these are a little loose, but you do get some flapping motion and articulation from the fins. And yeah, I just really like it. These are soft plastic. I wish they were a bit more sturdy, just a tiny bit stiffer, because mine have bent, or at least this one has. But yeah, just gonna take this off, and you can just see the nice detailing on it with that nice little blue on the fin, or teal, I should say. But yeah, I really like this guy. I love the manta ray mode. It just looks so cool. Obviously, the chrome really brings it together. The chrome is easily the best part, in my personal opinion. And then he's really clean. Obviously, you can, if you know, those are his arms, but really cleans up really nicely. Love this teal gradient here. And then love the bits of purple that are underneath of it. It looks really, really nice. And then it's really big, too. So it's just a nice swooshable thing, even though he doesn't fly. Obviously he does have his flight mode, and all of that is you just take the wings and you unpeg them, and then it's just something like this. You straighten this out, and then there's a wing, and then you do the same thing over here, and then we'll just get all these joints to look the same. So now there's his flight mode. I'm pretty sure this is his flight mode. I don't think this was in the instructions. I really don't know. But at least in the cartoon, he did this, I think, once or twice. But here he is in this sort of weird flight mode. Or at least it's an homage to his ship that he crash landed on Earth with. And, it's dumb, but it's okay. And then if you can't tell, he has this disc launcher right there. So you just take this fin and, oops, knocked his tail off. And all you do is you load it by lifting this up and sliding them in. And they fell on the floor, so I'm not going to go get them. And then this is just a ball joint that comes off, so it's already off, so we're just going to put it off to the side. So yeah, I really like this guy. I love this mode. It's just kind of dumb and weird, but it at least homages his ship, and it's just another flight mode or whatever. But I love the manta ray mode. The manta ray mode is so much fun. So yeah, let's just go ahead and put him into his robot mode, since we've already got him somewhat transformed. So we're going to come up to the eyes here, and we're just going to swing them forward like so, and then we're going to take the feet, push them forward, and then we're going to bring out the heel like so. And then just put it on the ground just to straighten it out. Do the same thing over here. And now we will take these and we'll unpeg them like so. And now we will swing all of this out like that. This whole armature system. And then we'll rotate all of this around. And I'll raise the camera up really quick, just so you can see a bit better. And now we will bring these together, the two halves of the waist, and they'll peg together. And then we'll accordion that up, and it will peg in right there, like so, and there is his lower legs. And now we'll come back here, and we'll take the arms and just swing them around like so, and then they'll peg in, and then simply just open up the arm and then swivel out the hand like that. Same thing over here, just really quick, really simply, bring the arm around and do that. So there that is. Now you flip the head around, and now you can really do whatever you, and then if this flap's not already down, fold it down. You can do whatever you want with these wings, but I like to have the, you get a lot of joints in this, so I just like to work these joints just to get them really tucked in behind him like that. So this is how I like to do it. Getting caught on stuff. This is how I like to do it. Like that. Just get it all bent up like that, because I really like that. Oh, it's stuck on his waist, no wonder. Or just like get it all situated, bend, man. But that's how I like to do it, is just work these joints to just get him tucked behind him like in the show, like that. That's how I like to do it. Obviously, like I said, you got all these joints. You can do whatever you want with them. And now we will lower the camera so you can take a nice look at him. You get a better look at him. And obviously, the wing detail is the exact same. And I really love how they do the faux chest here. How they, just do it with the legs. And then this piece back here. Just absolutely love that. How they do that. How they did it. And then that disc function is still accessible in the robot mode. And so yeah, I really love this toy. Really, really like it. Mine has some weaker ankles, but for how deep this guy is, with all of this, the way he transforms, he just has a lot of weight on his back. That's why I like to put these further forward. That's why I like to work those joints to put his wings as close to him as I can get them, and even push his knees slightly forward just to get the weight, get him to stand a little bit more hunched over, but it just helps him in the long run be able to stand on his own roughly. But yeah, I really, really like him. And then obviously you can give him his gun, and I typically just leave this off because you can disconnect this part, and there he has a little sword thingy. And then I think in the show he uses this as like a javelin, but he can't hold it obviously. But I typically just leave this off to the side, laying next to him. But yeah, I really like him. Love his design. Love the colors. Obviously, very deep sea look. The nice dark blue with the purples and the silver. He just really fits his aesthetic of being a aquatic animal, and I really love that. Love the chrome fists. Love obviously the chrome on the legs because of the face of the manta ray. He just looks really, really nice, and he has quite a lot of articulation. He has a swiveling head, universal shoulders, bicep swivel, 90 degrees at bend at the elbow. He has a waist swivel due to transformation, or more of a upper body swivel, or like a torso swivel. And then he has ball jointed hips, and then he has double jointed knees due to transformation, obvious as well. And then the copious amount of joints that are in the wings. So yeah, I really, really like this guy. He's a lot of fun. Just the unfortunate thing is that he is quite expensive. I think every version of this guy that I have somewhat seen is quite and decently expensive. For a complete one, I want to say is maybe like $80. I think it's been a long time since I've looked, but I've had this guy for a long, long time, and he's always been a lot of fun. I love the character. He's just so cool. The way I see Deapthcharge is that he almost replaced Dinobot as the hardened sort of warrior, I don't like anybody kind of attitude or trope. And that's why I've always liked him. He sort of took that spot of Dinobot in the cast. For me, at least, that's why I've always gravitated towards him. as well as Dinobot, because he sort of took his place when Dinobot died. And he's just a cool, really, really cool, gruff character. He's just a lot of fun. And his toy's amazing. I absolutely love this toy. And man, they really, all they'd have to do with this is just maybe take out the shooting mechanism and maybe make him a bit shorter, like not as like deep. But really, a lot of the work for a new Legacy, I mean, Age of the Prime's not Legacy, but really for a new Depth Charge, they wouldn't have to change a lot with this guy, because really all you'd have to do is just give him ankle tilts, and that's really it. Maybe just take away some of that depth, maybe make the tail a little bit shorter just because it's not, just so it's not so cumbersome, and then give him ankle tilts, and that's really it to make him a good toy, a new modern one, because he already is amazing, and 99% of the work is done. Really, it is just the ankles that you would really want to ask for with this guy, and maybe just a stability thing, like some better locking mechanisms in the ankles. But other than that, this toy does everything very, very well and holds up amazingly in the modern era. And that's furthermore why I love this toy, is that he was done excellently then, and he still holds up amazingly today, except for his ankles, as you can see of me, fiddling with them. But I absolutely love this toy, and I really recommend him. I personally prefer the Beast Wars colors opposed to like the Universe and other colors. But whatever color scheme you want, or whatever version of this you want, I personally prefer this design, these colors. But no matter what way you go, it's an amazing toy. It's an amazing mold, and they are gonna have to try really, really hard to try to beat this original toy if they try to remake him. I think that's the best way to describe that. So, till next time, see ya.